Deuteronomy chapter 29. 1. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab, besides the covenant which he made with them in Horeb. To now Moses called all Israel and said to them, You have seen all that the Lord did before your eyes in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh and to all his servants and to all his land. 3. The great trials which your eyes have seen, the signs and those great wonders. 4. Yet the Lord has not given you a heart to perceive, and eyes to see, and ears to hear, to this very day. 5. And I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes have not worn out on you, and your sandals have not worn out on your feet. 6. You have not eaten bread, nor have you drunk wine or similar drink, that you may know that I am the Lord your God. 7. And when you came to this place, Sihon king of Heshbon and Og king of Bashan came out against us to battle, and we conquered them. 8. We took their land and gave it as an inheritance to the Reubenites, to the Gadites, and to half the tribe of Manasseh. 9. Therefore keep the words of this covenant, and do them, that you may prosper in all that you do. 10. All of you stand today before the Lord your God, your leaders and your tribes and your elders and your officers, all the men of Israel. 11. Your little ones and your wives, also the stranger who is in your camp, from the one who cuts your wood to the one who draws your water. 12. That you may enter into covenant with the Lord your God, and into his oath, which the Lord your God makes with you today. 13. That he may establish you today as a people for himself, and that he may be God to you, just as he has spoken to you, and just as he has sworn to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. 14. I make this covenant and this oath, not with you alone. 15. But with him who stands here with us today before the Lord our God, as well as with him who is not here with us today. 16. For you know that we dwelt in the land of Egypt, and that we came through the nations which you passed by. 17. And you saw their abominations, and their idols which were among them, wood and stone and silver and gold. 18. So that there may not be among you man or woman or family or tribe, whose heart turns away today from the Lord our God, to go and serve the gods of these nations, and that there may not be among you a root-bearing bitterness or wormwood. 19. And so it may not happen, when he hears the words of this curse, that he blesses himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace, even though I follow the dictates of my heart, as though the drunkard could be included with the sober. 20. The Lord would not spare him, for then the anger of the Lord and his jealousy would burn against that man, and every curse that is written in this book would settle on him, and the Lord would blot out his name from under heaven. 21. And the Lord would separate him from all the tribes of Israel for adversity, according to all the curses of the covenant that are written in this book of the law. 22. So that the coming generation of your children who rise up after you, and the foreigner who comes from a far land, would say, when they see the plagues of that land, and the sicknesses which the Lord has laid on it. 23. The whole land is brimstone, salt, and burning. It is not sown, nor does it bear, nor does any grass grow there, like the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim, which the Lord overthrew in his anger and his wrath. 20 For all nations would say, "Why has the Lord done so to this land? What does the heat of this great anger mean?" 25 Then people would say, "Because they have forsaken the covenant of the Lord God of their fathers, which he made with them when he brought them out of the land of Egypt." 26 For they went and served other gods and worshipped them, gods that they did not know and that he had not given to them. 27 Then the anger of the Lord was aroused against this land, to bring on it every curse that is written in this book. 28 And the Lord uprooted them from their land in anger, in wrath, and in great indignation, and cast them into another land, as it is this day. 29 The secret things belong to the Lord our God, but those things which are revealed belong to us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Deuteronomy chapter 30. One now which shall come to pass, when all these things come upon you, the blessing and the curse which I have set before you, and you call them to mind among all the nations where the Lord your God drives you to, and you return to the Lord your God and obey his voice, according to all that I command you today, you and your children, with all your heart and with all your soul. 3 That the Lord your God will bring you back from captivity and have compassion on you, and gather you again from all the nations where the Lord your God has scattered you. For if any of you are driven out to the farthest parts under heaven, from there the Lord your God will gather you, and from there he will bring you. 5 Then the Lord your God will bring you to the land which your fathers possessed, and you shall possess it. He will prosper you and multiply you more than your fathers. 6 And the Lord your God will circumcise your heart and the heart of your descendants, to love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, that you may live. 7 Also the Lord your God will put all these curses on your enemies and on those who hate you, who persecuted you. 8 And you will again obey the voice of the Lord and do all his commandments which I command you today. 9 The Lord your God will make you abound in all the work of your hand, in the fruit of your body, in the increase of your livestock, and in the produce of your land for good. For the Lord will again rejoice over you for good, as he rejoiced over your fathers. 10 If you obey the voice of the Lord your God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which are written in this book of the law, and if you turn to the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. 11 For this commandment which I command you today is not too mysterious for you, nor is it far off. 12 It is not in heaven, that you should say, "Who will ascend into heaven for us and bring it to us, that we may hear it and do it?" 13 Nor is it beyond the sea, that you should say, "Who will go over the sea for us and bring it to us, that we may hear it and do it?" 14 But the word is very near you, in your mouth and in your heart, that you may do it. 15 See, I have set before you today life and good, death and evil. 16 In that I command you today to love the Lord your God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments, his statutes, and his judgments, that you may live and multiply, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land which you go to possess. 17 But if your heart turns away so that you do not hear, and are drawn away, and worship other gods, and serve them. 18 I announce to you today that you shall surely perish. You shall not prolong your days in the land, which you cross over the Jordan to go in and possess. 19. I call heaven and earth as witnesses today against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both you and your descendants may live. 20. That you may love the Lord your God, that you may obey his voice, and that you may cling to him. For he is your life and the length of your days, and that you may dwell in the land which the Lord swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give them. Mark chapter 16. 1. Now, when the Sabbath was past, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome bought spices, that they might come and anoint him. To very early in the morning, on the first day of the week, they came to the tomb when the sun had risen. 3. And they said among themselves, Who will roll away the stone from the door of the tomb for us? 4. But when they looked up, they saw that the stone had been rolled away, for it was very large. 5. And entering the tomb, they saw a young man clothed in a long white robe sitting on the right side, and they were alarmed. 6. But he said to them, Do not be alarmed. You seek Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He is risen. He is not here. See the place where they laid him. 7. But go, tell his disciples and Peter that he is going before you into Galilee. There you will see him, as he said to you. 8. So they went out quickly and fled from the tomb, for they trembled and were amazed. And they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid. 9. Now when he rose early on the first day of the week, he appeared first to Mary Magdalene, out of whom he had cast 7 demons. 10. She went and told those who had been with him, as they mourned and wept. 11. And when they heard that he was alive and had been seen by her, they did not believe. 12. After that, he appeared in another form to 2 of them as they walked and went into the country. 13. And they went and told it to the rest, but they did not believe them either. 14. Later, he appeared to the 11 as they sat at the table, and he rebuked their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they did not believe those who had seen him after he had risen. 15. And he said to them, Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. 16. He who believes and is baptized will be saved, but he who does not believe will be condemned. 17. And these signs will follow those who believe. In my name they will cast out demons. They will speak with new tongues. 18. They will take up serpents, and if they drink anything deadly, it will by no means hurt them. They will lay hands on the sick, and they will recover. 19. So then, after the Lord had spoken to them, he was received up into heaven, and sat down at the right hand of God. 20. And they went out and preached everywhere, the Lord working with them and confirming the word through the accompanying signs. Amen.